Hi guys, so for this video I'm using acrylic yarn in size 4 medium and circular knitting needles in size 6 millimeters. So start by leaving a long tail, then I'll make a slip knot. Now we need to cast on 80 stitches. This slip knot counts as 1 stitch. Now you can cast on any way you know how. But I'm going to cast on 1 extra because I want to do a little trick here where you can tell where the row started, but it's not necessary to do this. So now make sure that stitches are not twisted, and then I'll slip this first stitch into the right needle, and now this second stitch right here, I'll pass it over this first stitch. Alright. And now that little trick will make our beginning of a row kind of invisible. So now for row 1, I will knit all the stitches throughout row 1. Later on, after we finish the hat and we weave in this excess yarn where we have started the stitches, it will be hard to tell where the row began. So yeah, we just continue knitting all the stitches throughout row 1. So continue knitting all the stitches until we reach the beginning of this row. So this completes row 1. Now for row 2, we knit the next stitch. Even for row 2, we repeat row 1. So we knit every stitch. Yeah, continue knitting every stitch throughout row 2. We repeat row 2 until we have 12 rows of knitting stitches. Now for row 13, I'll use yarn in red color. I was planning to use black yarn because the contrast will look much better. I don't think it'll be visible for the video. And now for row 13, we'll start purling in with yarn in different color. So like this. Just continue purling row 13. We'll continue purling every stitch throughout row 13. So now that we are at the end of row 3, I will use these 2 strands of yarn and just make a knot. There are different methods to join yarn, but I'm just using this one for this video. Now this completes row 13. We have purled every stitch throughout row 13. Now for row 14, we repeat row 13. So again, we'll purl every stitch throughout row 14. This completes row 14. Now for row 15, 16, 17 and 18, we'll continue purling every stitch. So far we have 2 rows of pearls, so we need 4 more. We need 6 rows of purled stitches. So now we have 6 rows of purled stitches, and this completes row 18. Now I'll cut this yarn. Now I'll join these 2 yarns together with a knot. Now for row 19, I'll knit all of these stitches. So for the next 6 rows, we'll knit every stitch. So it's like 6 rows purl, 6 rows knit. We'll continue knitting every stitch until we reach the stitch marker. This completes row 19. Now for rows 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24, we repeat row 19. So we knit every stitch. This completes row 24. I'm going to switch this yarn again. For row 25, I'll purl every stitch. Continue purling every stitch throughout row 25. This completes row 25. Now for row 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30, we'll repeat row 25, so we'll purl every stitch. This completes row 30. Now for row 31, we'll switch the yarn again, and then I'll knit every stitch throughout row 31. We continue knitting every stitch throughout row 31, and then for row 32, 33, 34, 35 and 36, we'll repeat row 31, so we'll knit every stitch. And this completes row 36. Now for row 37, we'll switch the yarn again, and then we'll purl every stitch throughout row 37. We'll continue knitting every stitch throughout row 37. And then for row 38, 39, 40, 41 and 42, we'll repeat row 37, so we'll purl every stitch until we complete row 42. We'll continue knitting 6 rows and purling 6 rows, knitting 6 rows, purling 6 rows. So far I have 72 rows in total. Now when we stretch our work, it would measure 13 inches. Now we'll start to decrease. Now for row 73, I'll start to decrease. I've already switched the yarn and I have a stitch marker right here at the beginning of this row. So now I'll knit 8 stitches. Then stitch 9 and 10, I'll knit together. This is our first decrease. Again, I'll knit the next 8 stitches. Then I'll knit stitch 9 and 10 together. Again, I'll knit the next 8 stitches. Then I'll knit stitches 9 and 10 together. We repeat this throughout row 73. We'll knit 8 stitches, then we'll knit stitch 9 and 10 together. So this completes row 73. Now for row 74, I'll knit the next 7 stitches. Then I'll knit stitch 8 and 9 together. Again, I'll knit the next 7 stitches. Then I'll knit stitch 8 and 9 together. Knit the next 7 stitches. Then knit stitch 8 and 9 together. We repeat this throughout row 74. We'll knit 7 stitches, then it will decrease on stitches 8 and 9. This completes row 74. Now for row 75, I'll knit the next 6 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then stitches 7 and 8 I'll knit together. Again, I'll knit the next 6 stitches. Then I'll decrease on stitches 7 and 8. I'll repeat this throughout row 75. I'll knit 6 stitches, then I'll decrease on stitches 7 and 8. This completes row 75. Now for row 76, I'll knit the next 5 stitches. Then I'll knit stitches 6 and 7 together. I'll knit the next 5 stitches. Then I'll knit stitches 6 and 7 together. I'll knit the next 5 stitches. Then I'll knit stitches 6 and 7 together. We'll repeat this throughout row 76. We'll knit 5 stitches, then we'll decrease on stitches 6 and 7. This completes row 76. Now I need to switch to double pointed needles, but I only have one. Oh my goodness, so I have no idea how I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna have to alternate between these circular needles and this one double pointed needle. So now for row 77, I'll knit the next 4 stitches. Then I'll knit stitch 5 and 6 together. I'll knit the next 4 stitches. And I'll knit stitch 5 and 6 together. I'll knit the next 4 stitches. Then I'll knit stitch 5 and 6 together. So we repeat this throughout row 77. We'll knit 4 stitches and we'll decrease on stitches 5 and 6. This completes row 77. Now for row 78, I'll knit the next 3 stitches. Then I'll knit stitch 4 and 5 together. I'll knit the next 3 stitches. Then I'll knit stitch 4 and 5 together. I'll knit 3 stitches, then I'll knit stitch 4 and 5 together. So this completes row 78. Now for row 79, I'll knit the next 2 stitches. Then I'll knit stitches 3 and 4 together. I'll knit the next 2 stitches. Then I'll knit stitch 3 and 4 together. So we repeat this throughout row 79. We'll knit 2 stitches and we'll decrease on stitches 3 and 4. So this completes row 79. Now for row 80, I'll knit 1 stitch, then I'll knit stitch 2 and 3 together. I'll knit 1 stitch, then I'll knit stitch 2 and 3 together. We repeat this throughout row 80. We'll knit 1 stitch, then we'll knit stitches 2 and 3 together. This completes row 80. Now for row 81, we'll knit 2 stitches together. So this should be the last row of decreases. So we'll knit these 2 stitches together, then we'll knit the next 2 stitches together, 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 oops, knit the next 2 stitches together. Now we have only 2 stitches left, so we'll knit them together. And now look at the medium-sized tail, and with the yarn needle we'll close up this small loop. So we have 8 stitches here. Now we insert this needle through each stitch. Now we insert this needle right here through the center and pull through. Then from the inside out We'll weave these ends in. I'll make a knot. Then I'll trim this yarn. Now we have a lot of ends to weave in, but I'll do that off the camera. I'm going to show you this one. Remember how we started the row in the beginning, and this yarn strand was here, so we just pull it tightly like that, and then we weave these ends in. I'll make a knot right here. So just stretch this a little bit and measure it. So once we stretch the hat, it measures almost 14 inches. Let's see how wide it is. 10.5 inches wide. This is all for today, guys. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time.